The NCAA has sent a letter to the governor of California asking him not to sign a bill that would give college athletes a chance to accept endorsement money while they're in school. In the letter, the NCAA calls the Fair Pay to Play Act harmful and unconstitutional, adding that it would, quote, upend the balance of national competition in college sports. Let me put that in English. The California legislature passed a bill that will allow, and unanimously, that would allow college athletes to benefit from their likeness, endorsements, and things like that, not to be paid by their universities. The governor has to sign it. The NCAA is essentially saying to the governor, don't sign it, because if you do, it's going to keep the California schools from being able to compete in our championships. That's essentially what we're saying. Dominique, quick thought.
I mean, it doesn't make a difference, honestly. I hate to be the one to throw cold water on this, but let's be honest. Most of the guys out there are not marketable enough to make any money off of this. And frankly, the universities and NCAA are the ones that are benefiting from their labor, so they should be the ones that are paying them. So when it comes down to it, I think about it like you do a movie. Not many of those guys are stars in the movie, but they're all extras, and you can't have a movie without extras. So they deserve to be paid by the people that are putting the entertainment product out. They don't deserve to have the opportunity to go out and find some other ancillary way to get compensated for their labor.
I totally and utterly disagree with the fact that they couldn't get paid. I mean, there are several athletes, especially at the big name programs, Greeny, that could go out there, sell jerseys, sell different types of memorabilia, and get money. But furthermore, I agree with your second point. At this point, if you were still watching college athletes play on Saturday and you were opposed to them being paid, you're complicit with modern-day indentured servitude. Let's just call a spade, because a scholarship isn't legal tender to buy anything. It's a proprietary currency that can only be used at the quote-unquote company store. Imagine if anybody working a real job was being paid in money that could only be used on that campus. Completely and utterly ridiculous.
I think it's just like finally there's a little bit of sun of ray and a whole cloud of darkness when it comes to paying players. And I think that they can benefit off their likeness. The highest earning potential for most collegiate or athletes in general, I think, is in college. I think if you went to the University of Georgia or Oregon right now and you gave them the ability to set up a camp on their own or sign their own memorabilia and sell it, they're going to make money. And at the end of the day, 2% of them are going to get drafted in the NFL. So allow them to make money now, and this is the beginning.
Yeah, Dominique, I don't agree with your take. They could open up an auto dealership on a Saturday afternoon, come down and meet the USC offensive line. People would get paid something for that. And I will say that while I think that the idea of the schools paying the players themselves is an interesting one, and it's a conversation I would love to have, it is separate from this. Yeah. You don't have to necessarily not do one because you're not doing the other.
I'm certainly in favor of this happening. I like it, but I don't want us to fall into some false sense of security that this is a situation that is going to actually make some long-lasting benefit for the players. I want the governor to sign the bill, and I hope many players do get paid, but I'm not under the illusion that they can open up a car dealership every week and that's going to make money for all 100 guys.
Ask a question for those of you who cover the sport. Let's just live in a world where it does get signed. Now what happens? The NCAA is basically talking tough. Oh, we're not going to play. You're not going to be able to compete in championships. I don't know how realistic that is. What happens if the governor signs the bill?
He signs the bill and everybody else in college has to budge eventually. NCAA's talking big. They're barking like the big bad wolf, only, Greeny, because they want to be the one to dictate how it goes down.
Greeny, if this was Iowa signing a bill, it might not have an effect on college football. But this is USC, Stanford, UCLA. Are you kidding me? We're just going to leave all of them out, and now half the Pac-12 can't play in college football
Here is
anymore.
The one thing to play devil's advocate, because I've talked to a lot of ADs. At the point in which you allow college athletes to be paid for working a camp, now you got to fear the booster who's going to come in and, really fund this camp legally.
Bring it in. You celebrate it.
Right. Bring it in. Let's secure the bag.
And anyone who's listened to me for years, you know how I feel. These rules are antiquated. They were set up to solve problems that no longer exist. In my opinion, they need to restart the entire process from scratch.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, highlights, and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.